My name is Ranjit Cherikal. I am the founder of iColo. I started the company about 7 years ago. I have obviously seen the company grow from a small room to now a couple of data centers. We're even putting together a teleport, more data centers coming up in other countries as well.
We are living in the technology era of growth, so a lot of data is being generated even at the individual levels. And even at the SME and corporates and all the large levels. So our main job is now to actually help those institutions find a safe haven for their data. So this is data that they can retrieve if they have issues maybe of fire or some of the data has been lost in their primary setups.
iColo is Kenya's first carrier-neutral data center. What we mean by carrier-neutral is iColo focuses purely on co-location services, which is power, space, security, and the uptime on cross-connects.
Most of the data center providers in the country and in the capital city, Nairobi, are actually owned by network providers. So when iColo came into the picture and became the first carrier-neutral provider in the country, it became a challenge for some of the customers to understand how this ecosystem is going to play. Most of them come in and say, "Are you tier 3? My reaction is always to smile, because I am more than tier 3. The product that we're giving you is better than tier 3.
We are not in the business of being persuasive or insisting that customers should come with us. We often want customers to feel that they've made the right decision and justify to themselves why they need to come and co-locate with our data center. We started our first data center in Mombasa for the principal express reason that the internet in Kenya comes from Mombasa. If you don't have solid infrastructure there, it ultimately affects the quality of everybody's experience on the World Wide Web.
Mombasa is actually targeted for the content developers, the content recipients. Having built that facility enabled the international players to actually create their pop edges into Africa, specifically Mombasa, to target Kenya. And the reason why Mombasa is also strategic for us is because it also serves the other region. Guys from Tanzania picking traffic, going to Uganda, able to pick traffic via Nairobi, going to Somali, able to pick traffic. We have customers picking traffic all the way from Mauritius, all the way from Gabon, being carried by the undersea cables. So it's a very interesting ecosystem.
As a company, what we are working towards is to give more alternatives to customers in our data centers with more providers. We are trying to give them a new standard of uptime. So we give a commitment which is 99.99% uptime, which I'm proud to say, I think there are not many other data centers around in Africa that are providing that. We give that to everybody contractually. We are also trying to create communities of interest around certain segments. So financial services, insurance, of course the internet connectivity partners.
As we head towards a digital economy, one thing Kenyans, and for the most part most of the world, expect is an always online ecosystem. And one way to guarantee that is to ensure your infrastructure is in a place that never loses the uptime. And that's where we feel iColo positions itself very strongly.
We are all a clan or a family, so it makes it very enjoyable to work, because they don't even see me as a HR, the manager, they see me as one of their friends.
My typical day at work at iColo MBA1 would involve either there is a site visit, a site tour, a client wants to do a survey, or maybe it would involve a client requesting some work to be done on the equipment through the customer portal.
My highlights are Mombasa 1, project management, which is what I came to do. I've also been instrumental in the ISO certification for Mombasa.
At iColo we have a blended culture. So there's a clan culture and ad hoc. So we motivate employees to do a lot of innovations, and also everyone is in whatever happens in the operations together. So if somebody has a project, we come in together and we have to work together. So we are a family basically.
Typical life at iColo is, I would say, is quite challenging. It's interesting. It's the culture. You have to fit into the culture.
I mean, even though it has a corporate name, I feel it's a very non-corporate culture. I love the people, I love the environment, just the energy flow in here. It's unmatched, and I don't see myself working anywhere else. And I guess that's because we can attribute a lot of that to the upper level management who has sort of given us the freedom to do what we can to the best of our abilities.
It's never the same every day. And being an ICT-oriented, with an ICT-oriented background, you have to understand that it is not a monotonous job. What you do today is not what you do tomorrow. There are other challenges and how you have to move from point A to point B to get it done. So you can't say it is boring. It is challenging and it is interesting.
I like the ambience, I like the interaction with my colleagues, and most importantly also the interaction with my managers, and especially our CEO. It's a very open door policy. Sales is actually a process, but in that whole engagement, if you have the proper support in terms of technical information, financial information, then it makes the sales job almost a click away.
Commissioning is often the biggest highlight of any project, I would imagine. But waiting for us to get the permits, that's come through. It was our major milestone initially, and now we're working towards fit out. We are hoping to commission in January of 2022.
We do what we love what we do. Bring your data, it's secure. We'll secure it for you.